Hello and welcome to Donkamat channel. Somebody's coming. So, got some unboxing work here to do. It's an opportunity for me to show off my EDC. I have some thoughts about EDC. You know, people say, I could EDC this, or this is my EDC for today. I'm like, well, if it's your EDC for today, isn't that an oxymoron? Because isn't your EDC your everyday carry? How can you have one EDC one day and one EDC another day? Now, I thought about this so hard that it did occur to me finally that of course, it could be a knife for an everyday type of scenario of carry, right? Wherein there's a genre of knives, hypothetically, that is knives that are good for carrying every day. Now, of course, again, what's your lifestyle? What's your work? What's your preference? How big is your hand? So really, whatever. But this is my EDC Hawkbill. I've been wearing this on my belt pretty much ever since it came in. And my EDC belt knife down here, conversely, is one that I had for quite some time before I started wearing it. But since I started, I haven't really stopped. And, I'll use it, I'll work on it a bit, and I really enjoy the Wyatt Hines. So those straps down there, I'll sit up. I cut those with this. Now, that would have gone great with the Hawkbill as well. The Hawkbill, the trapping recurve would really be, will excel at cutting that. However, of course, to get into the gap, this little point there, and once you get that point in, this thing is going to cut outstandingly well. And in many ways, come a point, I find that a recurve and a belly cut more similarly than a straight edge. Both of them, effectively lengthen the cutting edge, right? Putting in a recurve or putting in a belly. So, that, to start out is going to be pretty typical. That's practically for cutting that plastic. Probably actually one for the old dog. Maybe just try a little bit of that now. I'll leave those there. Be careful not to step on them when I come back. But, this is obviously whatever, this plastic, never really cuts that well, but get a blade in there. All right, no trouble with this kind of deal with this kind of blade. So I won't bother subjecting you to all of that, but we'll probably get a look at this on the channel later. It's log skidder, and this is a rear support for the log skidder. It's the optional accessory. I didn't step on the knives, only just. So the Nipex pliers. I was looking at this system here and I'm like, well, how am I going to open these? I don't actually today have my Rough Rider nail nick tool in my pocket, which would be ideal for getting in here, just starting. You don't really want to do that with your knife, right? I guess, probably. Although, given this, the swedge on this, or the stout, you could work it with any of these knives, possibly even without inflicting any edge damage, or with this thing or whatever. And then I realized, hey, because I already put these knives in a video, my 5 knives video, but there was one article of my EDC that I neglected to put into that video, which is crazy because it is a knife, effectively. It's the William Collins Rescue Survival Tool. It's a pry tool with a wicked little hawk bill, but it's quite stout. CPM 154 and it's mid-60s on the Rockwell here. He made it very hard. So I use this for honing. It's a wonderful little honing steel. I don't use it for prying so much because I usually have the Rough Rider nail nick tool, which has more of like a screwdriver type tip on it. Very simple little pry tool. But this is, you know, you've got way more leverage on this, and this is really just about ideal for these things here. So here's where I stopped, because I was like, well, let me make a video, right? So to do that, it's still a little fiddly right here at the start, but once I get that in, no worries. No, you definitely want to be careful using this tool because of that, right? Oops, I went in the wrong side. Again, operating one-handed makes it a little more complicated. Only a couple more to go now. And then I was figuring that the Nipex pliers, you know, also would have worked for this, but getting these jaws in there seemed like, you know, yeah, now I'm deforming the thing, right? So if I had the nail nick tool, I could maybe have gone around and started with, and then gone around with this and whatever. But shout out to my friend Manic Mechanic, who told me to always put my knife back in the sheath when I'm not using it. So, put that back. This is an open L sheath that works just right for this tool. And then maybe we'll use the Nipex to make some adjustments. If this thing, oh, whoops. To make some adjustments on these tabs. Assuming, maybe I should keep this thing handy. Yeah, wow, this is jammed on tight. This is maybe one for a crowbar. Or Steve Kalari, head narcissist in charge, pocket pry tool somewhere. Well, I don't know, friends. Might have to get a hammer. Might have to go for some non-EDC items. But first, let me just try like this. We'll rest you on the coffee cup for a second. Never know with two hands. Never know what might happen. A lot of sharp edges on this box. Don't really want to cut myself on it. Much less the RST. Slight damage was sustained in shipping, but I'll look into fixing that. It's a nice box. Come on. Come on. I need my booty. Where's this hanging up? Huh? I did bad prying. The forces. The Nipex. I created a pinch point. Could definitely use a hammer now. Let's see how well this thing hammers. Possibly drive a nail with this thing. Aha! Same story here. Woo! Was it worth the wait, my friends? Are you still with me? Look at these wheels. Well, I guess more than anything, this has been a review of the William Collins Rescue Survival Tool. Good luck getting one. I suggest you find something as close as you can that suits you, or make your own, or we mount a campaign to convince William Collins that it's worth his time and effort to do a run of these things. But I already tried. One time I thought I lost this thing, and so I got in touch with him, and you know, he was very kind and sympathetic, but he was like, yeah, no, not gonna happen. Not now. Not enough demand, as I recall, was what he said. Well, I think there should be. I think there should be massive demand for this tool. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.